What day is it? It's Thursday. I haven't recorded anything in a couple of days because it has been very busy. Um, I've been back to work and translating and all of it, and just literally nothing interesting to show for it yet. You know, like that thing of you're working on projects, and while it's still in process, I can't like say much about it. Not that I could tell you anything about the translation when it's done, because I have a confidentiality agreement with my company, so I am legally not allowed to talk in detail about a lot of what I translate. I can give like broad strokes, but nothing super interesting, I guess. Um, but in any case, this is, I guess, just a message to say that my laundry pile still has not been completely attacked, and in fact, I've only added to it. And my earring rack has not gone back up on the wall because I haven't had time to research stronger hook options. And I went grocery shopping today for the first time in actually about a week, maybe a little over a week. And I'm going to go to the fruit and veg market tomorrow, so I don't have very much produce now. And I literally, without even thinking about it, without even having an idea about like whether this was the right thing to be doing, just unpacked all of my groceries onto my bed. Why? Why did I do that? I now have to walk all of these from my bed to my kitchen. It's going to be like multiple trips. Why would I do that? I don't Oh, excuse me. You ever inhale on like nothing and choke on it? Excuse me. This is something I've noticed that my head does when I have a lot of work on from like multiple projects at the same time is just it cuts out the logic there, or I skip very easy steps for no reason. Like there was one time I think it was a couple days before Christmas, or like the Christmas vacation. So I was trying to wrap up like probably 5 different things. I think this was right before my mom was coming to visit for Christmas. So I was trying to organize all of that, get stuff sorted out, make sure that I had appropriate like equipment. I'm gonna need special equipment. Anyway, Christmas shopping, all of that. It was just, checklist was like at least 20 items long sort of situation. And there was one day where I was going to meet Laurence for a tutoring session, and in the before times, before coronavirus, and we had to do all of our sessions online, we used to meet in a cafe that's like a short metro ride away from where I live. And I kind of thought to myself, okay, well, on my way out, I'll grab a couple of recycling items and pop it in the recycling bin that's at the bottom of my basement. And so I put these, like, I think it was a bottle of milk and 2, like, mini cans of corn. And I put them in my bag and started going down the stairs and completely forgot, literally 5 seconds later, completely forgot that they were in there, and rode the train 5 stops down a line before remembering that I was carrying empty recyclables in my bag. So if anyone had done a bag check on me, they would have found cans of corn and an empty milk bottle. So if you wanted any insight into what this brain looks like, what she does when she's trying to figure out details to complicated projects that need longer than a day to figure out, that's what it does. I devote all of my mental, analytical energy to the work that needs to be done, and then all of the maintenance things, like the laundry, and I finally did the dishes last night. Don't worry. Not that there was a huge pile of dishes. There were like 2 plates and a bunch of spoons. But, like, a lot of those little maintenance things just jumble. Anyway, I'm now going to put this away. Oh, maybe I'll carry my phone with me so it keeps registering my steps. Is that why I did it? Was I subconsciously trying to up my step count? Ooh. Let's just recap. Let's point out some red flags that I've put together. If you have, let's say that this applies to me specifically. because it's my vlog. Right, okay, so if you have only one of these things that's happening, you're probably fine. 2 of them happening concurrently, you're probably still fine. 3 of them happening at the same time, batten down the hatches. Okay? Number 1, it is after midnight. It is currently 1:06 a.m. Okay? That's number 1. Number 2, I have a looming deadline. And I have been working on it really hard, but I needed a break. Number 3, I'm wearing a black top. Can you guess where this is going? It's going to midnight baking. I'm baking after midnight. And of course, the law of midnight baking is that calories do not apply. Peanut buttery and delicious. This is a thing that I've made before, and Laurence really likes it. I'm gonna try to go visit Laurence tomorrow. I'm dropping batter. Okay, great. But it's basically a peanut butter cookie dough, but with oats, chocolate chunks, and M&Ms mixed up into it. And then instead of doing it as like cookies, I just do it in like a flat pan. So then it's like a bar situation. Much easier to do because instead of like forming each individual cookie, you just kind of smack it into the thing, throw it in the oven, take it out, and you're done. You don't have to do like the shifts of, 8 cookies on a sheet at a time and throw the rest of the dough in the fridge. All that's just like a streamlined option. And now comes the mixing it all together part, which I'm definitely not going to be able to film because I need both hands. I need a hand for the spatula and a hand to steady the bowl. So you're just going to have to trust me that I won't spill it everywhere. Ta-da! Big ass cookie thing. She's heavy. She's very heavy. It can barely lift her with one hand. But she's going in here. Whee! Oh, what do you think? Is it golden enough? I think it's good. I'm happy with that. Alright, it is now like, 1:30-ish. I'm gonna go back to translating, and I'm honestly probably gonna do it for another couple of hours, because that's what I do on a deadline. Woo! But at least my house smells like peanut butter, so I'm pretty happy. So here's what happened when I realized that the underside of my little cookie monstrosity was slightly underbaked. I had it back in the oven, but I accidentally put it on the wrong dial setting. Because this oven setting is slightly different. It has a bunch of different like heat source things. And I just had it on, I think it was the wrong one. Or it was this one, but then I had it too close to the heat source. And you can see the bottom charred a little bit. Only in the middle of the thing. I'm not sure why. So like this part, it's a lot more salvageable. So I've been kind of Frankensteining some pieces together that I feel safe giving to Laurence. And I also have a couple offcuts for my dear boys at the market. And yes, I'm giving it to them in a jam jar because I don't have any other containers that I'm willing to part with. Because I'm a cheater. So every now and then I like to give them something that I've baked because they give me a lot of free food and it seems like a nice thing to do. And then I'm not left with quite so much sugar in the house by myself to eat. She says as she puts some crumbs in her mouth. Okay, today's operations. I've got a podcast playing back here. I should just stop it because I'm about to step out. Okay, why are men? That's a good note to end on. So, got to go to the market. Ooh, that was Lynchian. Does Lynch do these things? I don't know. So I've got to go to the market and get some fruit and veg. I've got to mail a letter. It's not a letter, it's a card to my cousin back in the U.S. I have one of my former neighbors who doesn't live in this building anymore, still occasionally gets mail sent to the building. And sometimes I just kind of let it go because it looks promotional and not important. But there's a letter currently sitting on top of the mailbox downstairs that is from the local, like, tax management office. Kind of important, excuse me. Figured I would be neighborly, go drop it off. And I already checked with the family yesterday to get their exact address. So I'm just going to stop by on my way out and about. So, anything else that I need to do beforehand? I think I'm good. forgot to say, I was also up until about 3 a.m. last night finishing the first draft of the translation. I should say of the text that I have been given for the translation. When they commissioned me for this job, if I talked about this already, I can't remember, so if I'm repeating myself, sorry, that's what it's like to be my friend. But when they commissioned me, they said that they were only giving me part of the text. This was on Monday that they said this, and they would send me the rest of the text on Tuesday. It is now Friday, and I still haven't gotten that text. Is that outside of the norm with this company? Not really. I did send a message yesterday to say, hey, do you have the rest of that text that you needed to finish up? And they said, yeah, but we haven't finished formatting it yet. So I was like, okay, I'll just keep going with the stuff that I have. So I almost expect to be getting something emailed to me either later today or tomorrow or whenever, and I'll just take it as it comes. And for now, I'm just going to continue with what I have, which is going to mean now that I finished the rough draft, I now have to go back through and be really hard on myself about word choices and did I research that properly and do I understand the thing, and I've definitely highlighted in yellow some places where I know I didn't understand the text, but I wanted to keep going. So that's kind of the worst part of this job, and that's what's coming up for me. Ugh. But later. I'm going to go do this now. Oh, my hair is frizzy. Why is it so frizzy? Why? I think it's because it's quite humid. I think it was threatening to rain today. And it did rain a little bit, actually, on my way home from Laurence's apartment. It was really, really good seeing her. Slightly better lighting. Really, really good seeing her. She came to, I'm sorry I keep touching my face. I can't focus today. But she had come to Montreuil a couple weeks before now. Like, I think the weekend maybe before her surgery. We went for a walk then, which was cool, but I hadn't seen her since then. It was good to kind of check in on her. She's doing well post-surgery. I brought her gifts and food. I brought her cherries that I got at the market and some of the offcuts from the concoction that I made last night. That upon cutting it into it this morning, I realized that there was a section of it, the bottom of it hadn't baked all the way through. It was really annoying me. So I tried kind of finishing baking it off in the oven really quick, but I said before I had it on the wrong setting, and then part of the bottom got singed, and so I cut off the nice parts, the not burnt, not underdone parts, brought them to the market, brought them to Laurence, and now these are all the things that had kind of funky underbottoms, and I just went through a process with a sharp knife of kind of carving away all of the stuff that I'm not proud of, so that's all in the garbage now, and this, right here, is what I'm okay with. And these are onions that I couldn't fit in my fridge. They're just going to sit there until I get whimsical later on tonight. And dinner tonight is a very complicated affair of caprese salad, because you know me. What am I like? I'm going to have this at least twice a week for the end of summer, I'm pretty sure. By the end of this summer, I will know in detail what every brand of fresh mozzarella is in my area. And then paired with that, chicken nuggets. I did not go to McDonald's. Those are chicken nuggets from the grocery store, baked in the oven and not fried, although I know they're not healthy. I just couldn't be bothered to do anything that required any sort of hovering. All my energy had to be on, I almost just threw that in my face. Just wait. All my energy had to go into the caprese, because I now have to go and edit 27 pages, I believe, of text. I finished the rough draft of the translation last night. I'm sure I've already said all of this. Oh no. And I literally just started proofreading the first 3 sentences of what I've translated and looking at it and going oh, there's so much work to do. So that's going to be my night. I'm going to maybe go out for a very, very quick walk around the neighborhood just to get to 10,000 steps tonight, but I'm not sure. And I have got to teach tomorrow on a Saturday. So I'm going to have to shower tonight, make sure that I don't go to bed too late. I don't know. This is going to be a wacky one. And I still haven't gotten my extra text, the end of the text that they said they were going to send me. So, I don't know. I'll work on what I've got now, and then if and when they send me something later, I will have gotten much further along in that. It's such a good thing that I am not vlogging every single day this week. it would have been just a continuation of this mess that's happening right now. Fake chicken. Oh. Okay, so it's like 11 o'clock. I have edited, okay, so without giving too much information about my project, because I have a confidentiality agreement that I cannot breach, otherwise I don't want to get sued. So I can't talk about the actual content of the project, other than it's about omni-channel marketing. I'm not saying anything else about it. But the format of the project is a PDF, like a handbook, basically. They call it like a white paper. To me, it's a handbook. And they send it to me in a PDF form that's like like verso recto. And that's what I've been working off of to translate, because the Google Doc that they sent me in support of that has the verso and the recto lines completely mixed up. So it'll say like, the people of this company, 89%, 49, 70, have been very vocal about, of the people in the world have gone. So it's just, it doesn't make any sense. So I've had to revert back to the PDF of it, and I'm going to have to figure out how to edit it later. But that page number system is a different page number to how I've been translating in Word. So going off of the PDF, I have edited 6 out of 27 pages in the last hour or so, which is pretty good. And based on Word document, I have edited 3 out of 27. So different systems, making progress, making headway. But because it is now a little bit after 11, I've got to go out and finish my 10,000 steps for the day. And then I'll probably come home and shower, brush my teeth and all of that. So the only thing I have left to do tonight is just translate until I fall asleep. Tomorrow I do teach, but I teach at noon. So I don't have to wake up until 10. So I don't have to go to sleep until like 2 a.m. realistically. So I have a trajectory. This will be possible. I'm going to go on a walk. No, I probably won't watch it, at least not right away. Welcome to my nightly walk, where if I call my dad, it will inevitably become him telling me about some random thing on Netflix that he's watching. Great. I don't know what's happening. This church is going crazy. And has been for like minimum 5 minutes. It's not even the hour, it's like 10 to noon, so I don't know what's happening there. But hey, Saturday, going to teach. On a Saturday. Fuck my life. No, I mean, it's fine, but also, like, kind of sucks. At least the bells are nice. Hello?
Hey.
Finally got you on the phone, jeez.
Finally.
What's going on with this technology?
My phone is on the iPad.
That's weird. The home phone's not working. Your phone's not connecting. Mom's phone isn't connecting.
Yeah. Mom's phone is out of juice, so it's charging now.
Ah. But it's, yeah, maybe that was it. But, Dad, happy Father's Day!
Well, thank you. Boy, if every Father's Day is like this, we've got to run through all the list of electronic devices that are neglected. I don't know if I want to do Father's Day anymore. Oh, shut up. Your mother's here.
Hi, Mom.
I'm sleeping.
Hello, and welcome to the last night before the deadline of tomorrow that, incidentally, I won't be meeting. Not through any fault of my own. I still haven't gotten the last document or the last part of the text from my client, so I can't deliver the full thing, but I'm working on the part that I have, because I'm a good-ass employee, and I get the job done. It is 8 p.m. I'm working diligently, except kind of hard to work diligently when you have this. For reference, it is the 21st of, I almost said July, 21st of June, solstice, summer solstice, happy summer. Incidentally, a kind of a rainy, gross solstice. That's fun. But in, I don't know if it's in France necessarily, definitely in Paris, maybe in other parts of France as well. Tonight is called Fête de la Musique, which literally means the music party, or like the music holiday. So every year on this day, on the 21st, Sunday night, Tuesday night, whenever, there are places that just set up music stands, locations, and you just go and enjoy the music. So the idea is you go to a neighborhood and you just wander around, and you hang out here and you listen to the music for a bit and you get a drink, and then you go somewhere else and you hang out and you listen to the music and maybe you have a drink, and you go over here and maybe you have something to eat and you listen to the music. And it's fun. It smells like somebody's burning corn cobs. I've just got this really strong smell of, like, you know when you cook corn on the cob on the grill, so you haven't shucked it yet, and it just smells like burning corn leaves. That's gonna annoy me. I mean, it might also be pot. I don't know. In any case, I am obviously not going out to take advantage of Fête de la Musique tonight because I have work to do, because not super keen about being in crowds of people when there's still social distancing to be done. It is a Sunday night. I have to work tomorrow. It's kind of drizzly, gross, rainy, and I'm just not feeling it today. The wandering out and about thing. I was out for fun last night. Responsibility dictates that I shouldn't do it twice in a row. My shoulder just popped. Combined with the fact that the restaurant at the bottom of my building, who I categorically do not like because they have a bad history of being abusive to other people in the neighborhood because they do not respect the residents, obviously. Like, I'm okay with them playing music, but dear God, it's loud. It's just another in a long line of things that they do that pisses me off. They put tables in front of my door and then they play music, and I really, really hope that this doesn't go on after midnight. If this goes on at like 2 or 3 in the morning, I'm gonna flip multiple shits. Shit will be flipped. They will flip up to the fan and then scatter down on them. Oh, they make me so angry. I'm gonna have to work in headphones all night because there's no way I'm gonna concentrate if I can hear like the inklings of music. And like, okay, rockabilly, cool, whatever, that's fine, do you. Also, I can hear the singer. I can hear his accent when he's singing. It's a funny thing that you hear with like French people singing in English. Even if they speak the language really well, you can still hear that they're not native English speakers. So, you know, that's fun. I'm just in a bad mood, and nothing is gonna make me not be in a bad mood tonight. Yeah, cool. Fucking evil owners thinking about their bottom line before people who have to live on top of it, who have to deal with all of the hassle and don't get any of the benefit. Anger issues. And it's weird too, because it's like dinner time. It's just after 8 p.m. But I'm not hungry at all, because I had a big old brunch today, as is my Sunday tradition. I don't know if I'm ever going to be hungry again. That's dramatic. I will be hungry again. I'll probably be hungry at 10 p.m. I'm just rambling. I'm avoiding going back to work is what I'm doing. I only have 4 pages left to edit. You know, like when you get to almost the end. Oh, they're doing Proud Mary. Alright, let's go check out Proud Mary. Playing on the rail. I don't know if they know the words. Double chant. It's like a slow tempo. I don't know. Mary. They're making me hate Proud Mary. They changed genre, the musicians. It is now more blues, and I think they're doing a Ray Charles song. But it smells very much like barbecue. And there is a very large crowd of people outside. Which is fine, that's their right. It is 10:21 at the moment. I haven't gone out for my evening walk yet. I have done, my watch says 6276, and my phone says 6707. They're surprisingly close to one another. But I still want to go out and get my 10 up. That's not how you say that at all. Maybe that's how I'm going to say it from now on. Get my 10 up. I don't want to go through that crowd. Go out and then go the other way. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But on a positive note, I have finished the second read-through of my translation, where I double-check that everything that's in the French is in the English, and that I haven't grossly misunderstood something. And now I just have a few more words that I have highlighted, not because I'm not certain about them, but because I am not necessarily happy with the word choice and I want to find an alternative. So that's going to be my last thing to do tonight. Probably maybe start figuring out how to do the edit of the formatting and then call it. But I'm going to try to go out for my walk now because it's still not super dark. Okay. Hello! It is Monday. It is the end of Monday, actually, as you can tell, because my makeup has just completely sunken below my eyes, and I look like I'm 45 years old. Great! But it is like 9:30-ish? 9:45. Uh-oh. I got home, I'll set you here. There we go. I got home like half an hour ago, something like that, and I have made myself this beautiful plate. It looks like a lot. It probably is a lot. Honestly, I haven't eaten that much today, so I'm kind of hungry, so I think I might scarf the whole thing. But it's kind of layers of things, and I think I've made this and then shown it in a vlog before, so forgive me for repetition. I had some stuff that needed to get used before it got crusty. So, sweet potato, corn, onions, sauteed, and then added in the green onion stems, and feta, and avocado, and then fried egg on top. Shouldn't have touched that, it's too hot. I wish the yolks were a little bit less set. I walked away a little bit too long, but it's fine. It'll eat. It'll be delicious. Healthy-ish. Delicious. By the way, translation update. I still haven't received the last bit of text that I was supposed to be working on from the company, and they wanted the due date today, so I'm not quite sure how that's going to proceed. But I sent them, I just got a couple of emails. Nope, neither of them is from my client. I sent my client this morning at like 10 a.m. Just a Word document of the translation, of the translated text, in case they want to just take that and run with it on their own. And then also said, like, still waiting on that last bit whenever you can. And then I also, like, told them, like, there are a couple of things that I noticed that maybe need to be updated. Like you said, see testimonial on page XX. So I highlighted that. So it would be easier to find. Little things like that. But now it's just a waiting game. So I don't have to do any work tonight. And I get to do what I want. What am I going to do? TV. I'm going to watch TV. Maybe I'll play Sporkle. Ooh, I haven't played Sporkle in a while. Trivia game. Ooh. Hello, I have completely lost track of what post-confinement day it is. And considering that this clip is probably going to be part of a longer mashup of clips from multiple days, does it really matter? No. So it is as I'm walking, talking, looking at the street in front of me and not you. It is Tuesday, the 23rd of June. I'm not working today. I'm not teaching English today. I have some responsibilities to take care of. I have a friend of mine sent me his final paper a while ago to proofread. There's not like a super tight deadline on it. He's already like submitted it to his professor, but he just wants to have it proofread in case he wants to publish later, and it's just like an extra step. And he's being cautious, and I don't mind helping out, so it doesn't bother me. And a little bit later, I am doing an interview with an old colleague of mine over Skype. Oh, wait. There are a bunch of cars coming up that street. There's gonna be noise stuff, so I pivoted. I was saying, I'm doing an interview today with a former colleague of mine when we were at Paris 3 together. It was my very first year in Paris, which was a long time ago. He is now, I actually don't know, I think he definitely got his doctorate. He was a PhD student when I knew him. And he's now at a university in Montpellier in the south, so we don't really see each other anymore. But he messaged me on Sunday saying, like, he wants to do interviews with native English speakers who have learned French and gotten to an intermediate or advanced level. And he just wants to know, like, my process, how it went, all of that. So I've got to go the other way because there's someone with a power saw. Never mind. Here's this random street that you don't care about seeing. You're going to see it twice now. So I kind of had to plan my day around that because we set that for 3, and I had to like undownload Skype because the Skype that I had on my computer is buggy and just won't open. So I had to uninstall it, delete it, re-download, reinstall it. That was fun. And then had to go out for my like first daily walk before that happened, so I have time to get sweaty clearly and then go home and shower, freshen up. The sunscreen that I put on, I didn't realize, or I guess I forgot that it had shimmer in it, and I don't know if you can see it on the camera. I can only see it in the sun, but I feel like one of the, I don't know, the Twilight vampires. I don't know any of their names. I've never read the books or watched the movies, but I think their skin sparkles. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. Oops. Anyway, I'm now gonna put this away because my arm is hurting, but maybe I'll be able to catch a tiny little snippet of the interview later if I don't feel too uncomfortable about the question that I'm answering. It's totally professional to do an interview in like a blue top and then pajama shorts. I'm wearing pajama shorts. Look. They have elephants on them. Totally professional, right? Got my water. Ooh, I might spritz some perfume just to feel professional. Glamorous. Victoria's Secret scent that I really only wear at home because it's a little too little girly for public, but it has like a nostalgia factor for me. So, oh, gotta go. So I just did the first part of my interview. I'm not on chat right now. Like paranoid that I'm talking to 2 people at the same time. I just did the first part of my interview, and it was just kind of a breakdown of my history, learning and speaking French, and why I came to France, and who I know that speaks French and English, and my influences in continuing to speak and learn French and all of that. And then I then watched a video of like a cartoon without any dialogue, and now I'm going to describe in French what I saw. So only a little bit nervous about that. We had to stop the video and restart because there was an issue with the recording structure. So that should be fun. T'as dit encore, juste pour me rappeler, parce que là j'ai un souvenir comme un poisson rouge, la meilleure façon de te rendre les documents, c'est sur Skype, sur Messenger, sur email
Par email.
Par email, ça marche, parfait.
Par email, c'est une question que tu me demandes. Si tu as besoin de quoi que ce soit, n'hésite pas en tout cas.
Toi aussi.
Merci.
Ok, bye.
Merci, bonne journée. Bye bye.
Done. All done. So now I have to. So just to explain, the next part of it, I just had to describe in detail what the story was that I watched, and he was recording the whole thing. And I'm pretty sure I started saying things, didn't know how to end the sentence, and then rerouted. And so now the only thing that I have left to do that he's going to send me is a written, like a writing comprehension test, and then send it back to him, and then also with a consent form so he can use my information in his research. So yeah, that went well. It was pretty much exactly 30 minutes, which is what he said. So cool. Can I watch the video? He recorded it. Can I watch it? Can you see what I was talking about?
C'est parti.
Yes, you can see it. Do you want to see?
Oui, ok. En gros, ça commence avec un chien qui sort de sa petite maison en dehors de la grande maison de la famille. J'imagine qu'il y a une famille, en fait, on voit qu'un petit garçon. Il sort, on imagine ce matin. Et tout à coup, il glisse sur un peu de glace, c'est-à-dire glace, et il tombe par terre, mais on n'a pas l'impression qu'il se blessait. Donc,
That is genuinely how I speak in French, with a combination of it's not abbreviations, it's what's the word? Elisions, where you kind of mush two words into the same sound. I do that a lot, and it's a lot of ouais, enfin ouais, tu vois, a lot of that that I've definitely picked up from my students. Because when my students are speaking English, when practicing English, and they're not very confident yet, there's a lot of, I think I will try to find the right idea. Kind of things like that. And so I've definitely absorbed a little bit of that. I don't know if I need to show any of the rest of the thing, because it doesn't make sense if you haven't seen the cartoon. But it was basically the cartoon was maybe a Polish version of Charlie Brown, I guess, and Snoopy. Ooh. Oh my god. Okay, literally as I'm recording, I just got an email with the rest of the text from the translation that I wasn't able to finish yesterday because they hadn't sent it to me. So they just sent me the rest. Okay. Okay. Great. Let's dig into that. Never mind. I'm not talking to you anymore. I'm going to work.